it doesn't always work. And the couples that it has worked, a lot of them have had a strong faith base, which is actually a really interesting component. And honestly, every single one of them would stand here. I've watched a lot of interviews with them. It takes work. It takes effort. It takes them like canceling out the craziness of the show and really doing the hard work and leaning into the realities of a relationship.
So it's almost like their relationship starts after the show's over.
I would actually say that most couples would actually say that.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to Imperfectly Married, the podcast.
Where real talk meets real marriage.
We're Michael and Heather.
26 years in and still figuring it out.
No filters, no fluff.
Just real love.
Real life.
And a whole lot of grace.
Amen.
All right, here we are.
Hey.
Another episode. This one I'm excited about because this one I have a deep love and affection for.
Well, then you're going to be surprised with the content we're going to provide.
No, that is actually true. So last week we talked about how social media affects the marriage.
Big time.
And this one, we're actually going to be talking about how reality TV is shaping marriages. And I think that this one is going to be interesting because I am a reality TV junkie.
Absolutely.
I love all things reality TV. It doesn't matter if you're mining in Alaska for gold or if you're...
Great show, by the way.
Hello, it's so good. And or if you're finding your love on a reality show, or we watched Survivor, Amazing Race, all these different shows. Another one that's really good that just came out is Destination X.
Oh man, that's a winner.
Such a great one.
And love was found on that one too.
Oh, true.
Right?
True.
Hey, would Hell's Kitchen be considered reality TV?
Yes.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I might have to change my mindset on where I'm going here then.
Right.
There's some good stuff out there.
I know. There are some really great shows out there, but I do think that what's been interesting is there's been a new stream of reality shows kind of coming in that are very focused on love. And it's finding your love. And I think it all started with The Bachelor.
I was going to say, because that's kind of where it started, right? It used to be just The Bachelor.
Yes.
And then it's on season 84 or something. It's some craziness. It's not that much, but
it is.
Yeah, because you start with the guy, then you got the girl, now you got Golden. It's the whole thing. But it started there, at least the love part, right?
Love. Well, actually, if we're gonna call it way back, wasn't there that one reality show? It was called the honeymooners. It was the couples would come in and they would get asked questions.
Oh no, it's like the game show. Oh, it was the.
Oh, I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, somebody tell us.
Oh yeah, that's gonna drive me crazy.
It's not the dating game. It was.
Was
it the dating game?
No, the dating game was where she would be behind a curtain and
that's right.
the guys would have to answer questions. Anyways, there's been a lot of
They
shows.
called sex whoopee. Remember? They totally did.
I don't remember.
No, I remember. Oh yeah, I remember. That's what they would say. Whoopee. You're welcome, everyone.
We're not bringing that back.
Well, anyway.
But what I was going to say is that I do think that there's been a whole new shift in the dating love with Love is Blind, where they're in the pods and they build this relationship without seeing each other.
Interesting concept.
A very interesting concept. I actually really love it.
I know. I almost can get on board.
Yeah.
But then there's the rest of the show.
You've never even seen it.
No, listen, Linda.
Literally never seen it. I'm going to get defensive in this episode because you have strong opinions about my reality TV.
I do.
But you don't even watch it. Because we watched...
Now you're negating my voice.
No, because we watched an episode or a season of Bachelor together. And it was we got halfway through the season and you were so negative. You were just these jerks and da-da-da-da. And you were I was just you are not allowed to watch this with me anymore.
Hey, I have people out there that support that. Okay? I know I do.
It's fine.
Fine.
It's fine.
Just keep going.
But there's this new one called Love Island.
It's
and
a big hit right now.
It is huge. Like, our kids are watching it. And I think that that's kind of where like this whole idea kind of spurred on, because it is kind of shaping this different way of finding love in a sense. So I gave Love Island a go.
Okay.
And again, I love reality TV. I watch all things reality TV. But Love Island was a little different. And I just couldn't finish. I watched season 2 and I got a little bit over halfway through, and I just couldn't like lean all the way in, because it kind of like stirred some things up in me. And I kind of started questioning my love of reality TV in this new world that we live in.
Yeah.
And because I think what ended up happening was I would kind of like started looking at these relationships and realizing that it's like there was the reality of love and relationships was completely becoming distorted. It's like it was this quick like love, this fantasy, this girls dressed in hardly anything. Like, I'm sorry, but nobody wears heels and a string bikini, like, out and about.
I'm sorry, there's somebody out there going, excuse me,
I know.
I'm in it right now. Yeah.
But it's just not reality.
No, it's not at all.
And so it's like, if that's kind of what we're putting ourselves out there, and if that's what we're saying is attractive, I think it just sets up this next generation for some real big disappointment. I'm sorry, babe. I'm not going to be walking out in our backyard in a string bikini and high heels and a full makeup and hair all done. I'm not going to do it.
We're done. We're absolutely done. We've always said to show up for each other. No, but it is interesting.
If that's what you would like, I would absolutely do that for
and I know you would. Absolutely. You absolutely would. But I think that illustrates the point that as ridiculous as that's, okay, maybe I shouldn't say it's ridiculous, but yeah. for normal life, just normal life, the string bikini, the heels and stuff like that, it just shows that it really is a performance.
Right.
That's top of mind, and I would even argue, and I don't know this for sure, I'm sure because producers need that to happen. If it was just a long-standing, you're playing the long game of relationship like you should, nobody would watch it. Absolutely nobody would watch it. The problem is it really is starting to taint how people see love. It's guilt. I don't watch a lot. I get it. But you can, because of the wonder of the amazing exotic dates and all of the things, you can get lost into now, same thing, social media. You can go back to your relationship and being like, well, had to do laundry today. And
the mundane tasks of relationships and marriage become like not exciting.
Yeah, it's of course they don't show that either. They don't show all the work that you have to do to maintain a relationship at all. It's just we love love. That's not, which is a lot of the reason why I think you like it a lot.
Oh,
you
absolutely.
love love. There's a lot of drama in there and all that kind of stuff. But it is completely, in my opinion, we're obviously never going to be asked to be on a reality show, but it's just...
Hey, don't say never.
That's true. Because it's distorting how we see the value of our relationship and what success looks like. We think, being on the top of the Paris. Oh my gosh, what's the Paris thing?
Eiffel Tower.
There you go. Good.
No.
Yeah, the Eiffel Tower.
Is it the Eiffel Tower?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We were just there. How embarrassing is that?
That is really bad.
But that's what success is that you, on your third date, you were in Paris doing the thing. Would that be amazing? Of course. But it begins to erode the work it takes to actually build true commitment.
Yeah, I think that's actually probably why a lot of the couples that end up winning, if you can say winning, these shows don't end up lasting, because it's it's been this like fast forward relationship that isn't actually built on a foundation. That's actually what I do love about Love is Blind, is because there is so much foundation that's built in the pods. So just I'll give you
No, I know. Real.
Yes, but it's like they're in the pods, they're talking, they're having real in-depth conversation for hours and hours a day.
And never see each other.
And they never see each other. So they build this strong relationship based on never seeing each other. And then the only part of the show that I really do have a problem with is that in order to move on to the next phase of their show, you have to propose.
And how long are you in the pods?
I think it's a couple weeks. So, I mean, and they
Of
literally
hours of talking.
They talk for hours. But what's really interesting about that show is, for one, I think that it devalues a proposal and what that actually means
That's a great
to
point.
someone.
Yeah.
And that it's saying that it's like, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. But I think what ends up happening with Love is Blind is that they're kind of put in a position of where, well, if you like this person and if you want to explore, you've never even seen them.
Yeah. If you
But
want
you have to propose.
Yeah, if you want to go on with the show, you have to do this. So sorry.
Yes. Yeah. And to where it's like, I think that's a really difficult thing, because I just think of like all the ones that didn't end up, going all the way and getting married and whatnot. It's like when you go into your next relationship, you have to answer the question like, well, have you ever proposed before? And it's like, oh, well, yeah, I was on this show. And so then it's like, it just opens up like this whole other thing of where it's like, do you actually value love? And are you valuing the process that it takes to actually like want to go the long haul in commitment?
I've never, you bringing up the whole marriage proposal thing, I didn't even connect that there is something that you, especially as a man, you are working towards that. It's a big deal. The proposal is supposed to be a big deal. Now, I kind of blew ours, but I made up for it 5 years later. But you're working towards that. But now, again, you're eroding even that part of love and relationship. It's not to say that you wouldn't have one in a million that was amazing, it works, and we'll have a long relationship. Not negating those.
Love is Blind has had babies and really strong marriages. I just want to like throw that out there.
So it can be done.
It can work.
What we're saying is the vast majority, this way of relating does not. See, now that you said that there's success, I'm like, I don't want to use definitive terms, but
it doesn't always work. And the couples that it has worked, a lot of them have had a strong faith base, which is actually a really interesting component. And honestly, every single one of them would stand here. I've watched a lot of interviews with them. It takes work. It takes effort. It takes them like canceling out the craziness of the show and really doing the hard work and leaning into the realities of a relationship.
So it's almost like their relationship starts after the show's over.
I would actually say that most couples would actually say that.
Because it's like, okay, this was our really amazing honeymoon. And if you have the wisdom to be able to navigate that and just know what this is, even in saying that, I just have a hard time. I have a hard time with that because I think, I feel from my perspective that it's doing more damage than it is benefit.
For the couples or for the people that are watching it?
Well, the people that are watching it, I would actually say both. I mean, if you go in with, I imagine if you go in with the wisdom of knowing this is just all whatever. If I have some tingly feelings over someone in the show, then maybe I'll lean into that and that works. But I feel for the vast majority, this is so hard for me to say because you don't know. I mean, I don't know that they're not really. Are they really in it for love, or are they in it to be on TV? And if they fall in love, great, but that's not why I'm doing this.
Okay, so there are people, I'm totally going to defend this right now, because there are people that absolutely like they have agents, they're going on totally for the fame. 1,000%. There's.
Would you say the majority or no?
I don't think the majority. Like.
So this, honestly, so I'm asking.
No.
So.
I don't think the majority. I think a lot do. But honestly, they get weeded out in the first, like you can always see through it. Not all, actually.
Because see, this is the problem. And many times in this show, you're not seeing normal people. These aren't normal, I'll say normal looking people. These are people that in everyday life, I wouldn't think would have any trouble getting attention from the opposite sex. So, oh, you want to defend. Oh, man. Look at her. She's ready. No, but do you know what I mean? No, because the entertainment value, if you put people on the show,
you're absolutely right.
That, and I'm not going to call people beautiful or not, whatever. If you put a certain
they're above average
looking person on there, it will draw people away from the show, which just proves the point. This is, and we're not. None of us are saying that this isn't for entertainment value, but if we raise that this is truly for love too high, I think we're fooling ourselves.
Which is why I love the Golden Bachelor, because they are older and they all are 1,000%. They are there for love. They are there for their second chance. And that show actually, like, I just love how they all cheer each other on and they're just like, girl, you look so pretty. And it's like they're so encouraging to one another, which just shows that it's like with age just comes maturity.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, because it's like on the regular Bachelor or Bachelorette, it's like everyone's fighting all the time. There's always drama and whatnot. But it's like, again, that makes good TV. That makes viewership go up to where it's like that's what is challenging, is because we are watching this for entertainment values. But what it's doing is we have to take a step back and we have to realize that it's like because we're being entertained by this, it is shaping us.
Oh, absolutely.
And it is making us draw some sort of conclusion about our own relationship or about their relationship or about relationships in general. We cannot not say that it's having an effect on us.
Absolutely. And it's one of those things that you can maybe even ask yourself, what script am I, without even knowing it, following in my life today, without even realizing that everything that I'm watching, especially if you really lean into it, how is that affecting me? Because, I mean, it can really get to the point, and step back a second and really look at it, that you're actually being discipled by a show and not being discipled by God or the Word. Right. You are the Lord defines love very specifically and has little to do with exotic dates. Has everything to do with you leaning into your partner, loving them, you know, sharing faith with them, sacrificing for them. Not to say that that doesn't happen as a result of these shows, but when our standard and our expectations have these reality shows as the construct, I believe we are setting up relationships for absolute failure, because the expectations, I would say, largely are absolutely unreasonable and cannot be sustained.
I would 100% agree with that, because, I mean, I'll just share a personal experience. So, you know, we were going through kind of like a dry season in our marriage of where it was like I wasn't feeling seen or like valued. We weren't having that fun together or anything like that. And I binged like 3 episodes of The Bachelor. So it was like right back to back. And it was like 3 episodes of watching these exotic dates. This bachelor just dote on these girls and just he would tell them, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. Like, I love all these things. And just like would just like take them on these like just extravagant dates of like, here, let's go to a department store. I just flew you here on my private jet and you just get to pick out whatever you want. And I'm going to dress you up like this like little doll. And it's like
for lunch.
Yeah. And then we're going to go eat on the top of the Eiffel Tower overlooking all of Paris. And so it would be like these extravagant, unrealistic things. But it's like I remember specifically turning off the TV that night and feeling just like, oh, wow. Like, well, I don't have that. Like, I don't feel seen. Like, oh, my husband never tells me all those wonderful things about me. He never reassures me when I'm sad. And like all of these things, because I was starting to compare my relationship to what I was seeing, which was absolutely unrealistic and it was fantasy. It's all fantasy.
But yes, it is all fantasy, 100%, but it still feeds something so it's feeding a lack. And that's why one of the things that we can, really point out is that if we're so drawn to needing to consume this type of drama, love, there is something lacking. It is filling a gap that you have. Now, with you had the wisdom to see that. I remember even seeing these shows and getting angry. Getting angry at what it was presenting as this is the way. Mm. And, I've always been insecure about my ability to be able to romanticize you and to pursue you and stuff like that. And we've are continuing to grow in that. But I remember seeing these situations where the whole thing's laid out for them. All they have to do is walk in it, right?
The producer, the guy might not even be a romantic guy. The producers are the romantics.
No, absolutely.
And it's probably a female.
Yeah, that's likely true. And that's not to say that those things aren't important in a relationship, because they absolutely are. But I remember even as a guy seeing these shows and going, my wife is going to be disappointed when she has to come to bed to this guy because...
Not true.
I'm just saying.
Not true. I just have to tell you that's not true.
I appreciate that. But that can happen. Sure. It can leak into your relationship, and you're now valuing what, and it's for the guy too. Remember, there's the Bachelor, the guy. I can watch and be like, look at all the women and how they treat him. They think he's royalty. And then I gotta, whatever.
25 girls don't flock over me.
Yeah. I mean, so it's like this is not just a one-sided thing. It's not just for men or women. It's for, I hate the fact that love, it's being elevated in a way that's like, oh, love is great, but it's almost like a hidden weapon. See, and no one would say it. Producer wouldn't say that. They would never say that they're intending to decimate love.
Because it's entertainment.
And they would say that.
Yes.
But when you step away and you see the far reaching that these shows have, especially to our young people, now, it completely changes the way they think about love. And instead of working through the difficulty of relationships and pursuit and give and take and compromise, you're now comparing this guy or girl to Bachelor or Bachelorette, and you're like, well, you're not good enough for me because of thus and so.
Right. And we're not even talking about all the hookups. And
oh, geez.
And
sorry, that was very distinct.
No, because this is where your black and white and right and wrong really comes in really strong, is because, I mean, we just have to acknowledge the fact that it's like everyone's kind of hooking up with everyone. I mean, I'm not talking about The Bachelor right now. I'm obviously, because that would be weird. But it's like on these other shows, it's like you're hooking up with someone and then it's like someone else comes in and now you're like, oh, well, now I like them. And so you're not ever actually building a connection or actually working through conflict or like healing and processing things together. It's like you're just there for the hookup.
I mean, we were just watching a reality TV last night, and there's one individual below deck all the way, and there's one individual there that just hopped to several in it. Now listen,
it actually made me uncomfortable, and reality TV doesn't make me uncomfortable very often.
I want to make clear about my response to the hooking up. I'm not disgusted by the people. What I'm disgusted as what the act is doing is delegitimizing a wait for marriage. It delegitimizes the reality of faith and the blessing that comes with it. So I want to make that very clear. I'm not I'm not disgusted by the people at all. I'm just saying it makes me I don't know, it makes me sad because everybody, you do you. If it's good for you, then that's fine. I just happen to believe that in that level of intimacy, you are giving. We've talked about this. We've taught about this. In every person that you connect in that way, in an intimate way, you're giving a heartstring. Whether it was a one-nighter or it was a weeker, it doesn't matter. You are giving a heartstring. And so then who you finally end up with, who becomes your person, has now only what was left what was left of your heart because you gave so much of it away. And if that's, I just want to be careful here. I don't want to shame anybody. That's not what I'm saying. I just know the value of when you find that one and you give your whole heart to, that right there is an amazing blessing. And it doesn't, and so when you have shows that are, it's just normal. If you don't do that, it's weird, right? If you don't do that, right? Even the faith-based people that come on these shows that say, I'm not going to, and it's almost a celebration when they do because they broke their commitment. Right. And that just, it saddens me because I feel that there could be so much more.
Yeah, and I think that even, I mean, we're just talking about like the hookup.
Yeah.
But we're also like, we have to also acknowledge the fact that it's like there is a physical, chemical reaction within yourself when you become like intimate with the opposite sex. It's like there is something that automatically fires and there's endorphins that are released that automatically connect you on a different level to where it's like now you are emotionally connected to where it's like I also want to say that it's like you will have maybe more like longevity with someone, like you'll put up with more in a relationship that it's like maybe you shouldn't, that it's like maybe it's a little bit toxic, but it's like because you have that shared intimacy, you don't want to let go of that. It's like there's those scenarios. It's like we're designed a certain way and we're designed to protect. And we're designed to you know, our bodies and our minds are always looking for a way to reason and to accept whatever our circumstances are.
Yeah.
So we're always going to try to justify our reactions and actions in something, even when we know that they're wrong. And we are just built that way. We're built to make excuses for our reactions and actions. And so it's like, I think that there's just something that happens when we're acting out in the casual hookup, that it's devaluing ourselves, but then we also go about and we justify it. Because
the reality is commitment isn't built upon a quick fix method. Commitment, no. It even in marriage covenant, that's not how it's built. Like, didn't work out here, I'm just going to move over here. Didn't work out there, I'm just going to move over here. That commitment, there is nothing there that commitment can build on.
No marriage would last.
Absolutely not.
Like, because you can't, that any marriage that has longevity on it would tell you that it's like, it's not a one and done. Like, oh, well, they just started irritating me for the last couple years and next.
Yeah.
It's like you can't do that.
No. And again, we're talking about, you know, marriages without traumatic things. You know, there's always exceptions. So we're not saying anything there. But for the vast majority, commitment can't go without a stay and fight. It can't go without choosing each other again and again, coming back to it, trying again. That's how covenant is built. That's how transformation happens, is through that. That is real relationship. There is no show on TV that I know of that shows that part of real relationships.
I'm Rolodexing
I know.
all of
I know. I'm like, it seems like there might be, but the longevity, again, choosing each other all the time, that is where real relationship that you will never see on an exotic date or something like that. And I'm not I don't want to belittle or say anybody that's involved even in these shows that's not what I'm saying. We're talking from a high concept. This is a conceptual argument that what's being portrayed, not any individual, just what's being portrayed as a concept of love is breaking down the foundation of love, in my opinion.
I think it's setting unrealistic expectations of what your relationship may or may not look like. We were even talking to our kids about this, and we were just like, hey, so how do you guys feel like social media and reality TV and all that stuff has affected how you look at relationships? And, one of our sons said that it's like, oh, it totally distorts it. And it makes you feel that it's like, it has to be like this extravagant, go in debt every day, type of date and experience. But then one of our other sons said that it's like, it makes him feel as though it's like he's behind, that it's like because he doesn't have a relationship or he's not married at the age that he is, that he's behind or that he's not doing enough. And so it's like, I do think that that's also the other side of the comparison of where it's like, it's not just about these extravagant dates, but it's also about just feeling that it's like, oh, I'm behind, or the caliber of woman or men that I want has to be up here when reality is actually everyone, for the most part, is average.
See, I would say the person up here is actually not it's subjective, right? It's subjective. It's the person that's high or the person that's up here. I think is like, I don't think it's what TV puts out there.
Like the level of attractiveness, is it?
Oh, level of attractiveness. Oh, okay, yeah. No, you're right.
I should have clarified
No,
that.
you're absolutely right. And it's interesting because we're talking about reality shows that you have to show up for, right? You need to go and you need to watch and you need to, but our kids don't even have to sign up for that. They get it every single day. TikTok relationships, YouTube couples, every
influencers.
Oh yeah. So it is being thrown at them that this is the reality of relationships because we see a carousel clip of your relationship, but we don't see the fight that you had last night that you don't post, that you don't talk about, of how you had to get through that, how you had to choose each other in the midst of being frustrated, of being hurt, of being broken, but yet you needed to go through it. Nobody's doing that. Everybody's on TV. I keep seeing these definitive words. Most of the time, what you see on these shows is a get over it. It might be sad for a moment, but you can't be sad for too long because then everybody around you is like, just buck up, get better, do better at it. Or then even though you're the drama person, you're creating all this drama, which the producers would love, the other people get sick of your drama. Move on. We're trying to do it, whatever. So it's like nobody, I feel like you're going to.
Well, no, because I want to add in there that it's like they also have a very short time with each other. So even if there is drama, it's like you have 5 minutes to pick your drama up and buck it up and move on because the next couple is coming in or the challenge is coming or you have to go do an interview. It's like there's so many things that are pulling at you that it's like, what is the actual depth? And are you able to have conflict resolution?
See, now that opens up a whole new thing in my mind because now you can't even be yourself. You can't even give your real voice because you have a limited time that you don't want to you don't want to either disappoint the one or whatever. So you can't even be authentic at all.
I will say, sorry for those that are just listening, I just raised my hand because I do have to say that is where Love is Blind really does come in clutch in this aspect because they're engaged. They live together for, I want to say 4 weeks before they have to get married. But they are living together. And that's where you actually see them they work through some conflict and they do actually have the time and space to be able to have those deep conversations. And that is why I think that Love is Blind might have, actually I should have researched this, which reality show has the most successful relationships.
Yeah. No, that darn it.
I know, dang it, I missed it.
Man.
But
well, maybe we'll find out and put it in the comments.
Yeah.
Or
the show notes or something.
Totally.
No, because I think that is one of the shows, one of the very few shows that actually do provide that time and space for real conversations.
Well, and that's good. And I think we would want to encourage our parents that are listening, that you have your kids that are exposed to this type of love.
Yeah. Even if you don't watch reality TV, they are being influenced by their screens every single day on what a marriage should be and look like.
Absolutely. And I know we would encourage each parent to have open dialogue and open conversations of what love looks like. What do you think love looks like? Even bringing it up. It's like, hey, there's a lot of love reality TV out there. Maybe you watch it, maybe you don't. What do you think about that? How do you think that affects how you look for your significant other? I think those are great conversations to have. We're always a proponent of open communication, especially with stuff like this, where you need to talk to your kids, your young kids, because they are being exposed to it. And even if you're like, well, they don't watch it, they don't have a phone. Well, if they go to school, their friends do, right? Their friends
They're
do.
talking about it.
Yeah, they're absolutely talking about it. And so you want to be the one to explain that and create the narrative and have a firm foundation of what love is and what respect is and what intimacy looks like and what commitment looks like. You want to be the one to have that voice and not allow a TV show, a friend, a whatever. It can, listen, I know it can be uncomfortable having those conversations with your kids because, they may not act, they may not be welcome. They don't want to be, they don't welcome the conversations. I get it. I abandoned some of those conversations myself when the kids we were raising our kids. But I can't tell you the importance of have those. You need to be the one. You want to be the one to be explaining what this means, what intimacy looks like, what love should look like, how you should be treated. Don't let TV, don't let social media, don't let other people define for your child how they should be treated and what they should be looking for in love.
And I would tag on that too is let your kids see the conflict within relationship.
Good. That's so good.
I mean, you don't need to purposely yell in front of them or anything like that.
Here, come into the room while we argue. No, that's not what we're saying.
But I do think that some of the things that parents do that can actually, make children feel as though it's fighting is bad is when you fight so in private that it's you go upstairs or you go outside and it's your kids are never even feeling that there's tension. We'll tell our kids hey guys, if you come and talk to us, sorry, we're in it right now, or there's some tension.
Yeah, we don't hide. I think we used to we're more open to our conflict being out.
Because our conflict is really just having intense conversations.
Right,
we're both
true.
pretty intense people. Yeah. And so we just have intense conversations. Yeah. We rarely scream, yell, and fight. There was one time this year that we did.
There was one time. You can look back on that episode.
Yeah. But for the most part, it's the kids always feel the tension, even if you feel like you're hiding it. But it's having them see the resolution and the, hey, we come back together and it's we still love each other, I think gives them a healthy perspective. So when they're in their own relationship, they're not oh my gosh, we fought. That means that it's we're not going to have a good marriage.
100%. Your kids, the first time your kids have conflict with their significant other can't be the first time they've ever seen conflict. I'm sorry. It can't be. You are not doing your kids any favors at all, not letting them see some level of conflict, because what they need to see is not only conflict resolution, but they need to see forgiveness. Forgiveness does not trend. You're not going to see it on TV. You're not going to see it on...
so true.
You're not going to see it on TikTok. You're not going to see forgiveness. It's not a thing.
Grudges. It's the let me remind you of everything that you've ever done to hurt me.
That's exactly right. Drama trends. Forgiveness does not. And if your kids, if your whatever, if we don't understand how to apologize and how to ask forgiveness or forgive, that is one dynamic in any relationship that if it's not known or seen, that's one thing. There was one thing important to me that I wanted our kids to see. I'm always going to apologize. I want to, apologizing to your kids is a big thing because they see it, right? And then them knowing that we reconciled, asked forgiveness for each other. That is forgiveness being observed by your kids as a result of conflict is so important.
And I would add, and I want to say this because my daughter called me out on this one time, and she was like 10 years old, and she was like, I was like, I need to apologize for something. And then she was like, are you going to apologize and say, but? And,
oh, man.
And she had such an attitude, and I was like, well, now I don't want to apologize.
Yeah.
But I would say, be careful of the apology that's followed by the but.
I'm sorry,
like,
but if you wouldn't have...
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry I got upset, but you always, or you shouldn't, or you have,
Just trying to check a box, and you might as well not check it because...
Your kids hear that, and your kids listen. And my daughter called me out on it, and I forever try not to follow anything up with the but.
Yeah. Or in addition to.
Right, yeah.
We can both learn from... Yeah, but it's difficult.
So true.
I mean, and one of the things that we always like to bring up in our conversations is the faith aspect, is that we are coming from a faith background. This is how we look at love. This is how we look at marriage. It's a covenant. It's not just a commitment. There's a difference there. So we are coming from that perspective. And so I encourage anybody of faith to really be looking at this and the effect that these reality shows can have not only on your kids, but on yourself, your relationship. That's just to go back internal, ask, is this affecting me? Am I following a script that I'm not even aware of? Am I having expectation of my spouse that is completely unreasonable because I liked how this guy or girl looked on TV and how they said it, and I wish I felt those things? It's okay to have that conversation of like, I need these things, right? The open communication, we'll go or say it every time. But that is so important. And we just come from a place of faith that very, very much values the covenant and the special connection of marriage, especially as it comes from a faith aspect.
Yeah, and I would also say that if you're in a season of, like I was, that it's like you're watching these shows and you're feeling like, oh gosh, I wish that my spouse would treat me that way, or I wish that we could have that experience, or whatnot, whatever your narrative is. I would also just say that it's like you can recover from that. And it's like maybe you need to take a break from reality TV. Maybe you need to have that conversation with your spouse. There is a way forward. It's just going to take work. It's going to take time. It's going to take effort.
Totally.
And we have to not withhold our effort because we're angry or because we're upset. I think that a lot of times that's what ends up happening.
We're scared.
Or you're scared, and you don't want to face the reality of it.
Yeah.
As we're talking about reality TV. And so it's like, I don't know, like just stepping back and recognizing that it's like what we're actually seeing on the screen isn't true reality, and that if we want that relationship to work, we have to put in the time and the effort.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's not reality.
We
call it reality TV, but it's not real. That is not a reality. That is a created reality, right?
It's a fantasy
that thrives on drama, that thrives on brokenness, that thrives on hurt. That's the reality. It's masked in love, but it thrives on all of the things. God provides a depth where intimacy is built, where commitment is built, where legacy is built.
Right.
That right there, that's true relationship to me.
Yeah. One last thing, and then we're going to close up. I was listening to this podcast, and she was mentioning how one of her friends was a reality TV producer, and how the reality TV producer had to get out of the industry because they felt so icky because they were actually giving the reality TV stars pills,
No.
giving them excess alcohol, so much so that it's like they would have to like sometimes take the reality contestant to the hospital and have their stomach pumped because they would have alcohol poisoning.
Because they're trying to create
drama, and they care more about the TV show and the drama than they actually do the humans that are in there. So that's all I want to leave.
That makes me so sad.
No, it's so sad. And so it's like, again, remembering that it's like what we're watching isn't real. It's not true. And you have to view it and absorb it as this is entertainment. It's not reality.
I know we're about to end, but I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think you can watch and not be affected? Do you think it's possible?
I mean, I want to say yes, just because I watch a lot of reality TV. I do. Like I would say 90% of the TV that I watch is reality TV. And I would say that most of the time I'm not affected, but I will say that it's also taken me effort, and I watch myself.
Because in vulnerability, I would imagine you're exposed to being affected by it.
Yeah.
If you're vulnerable.
So if we're not doing well, I tend to not watch as many dating shows because it will cause me discontentment. If we're struggling financially, I can't watch all the Real Housewives shows because they are very extravagant and they buy all these things. And it makes me feel as though I'm behind or discontent with the life that I have. So I'm watching for patterns in my own life that it's like I'm seeing where I'm lacking, and a lot of the times I'm drawn to those shows because I'm lacking in that certain area. So I just have to pay attention, and I also have to do a self-check of, oh gosh, I kind of feel icky after watching that.
Do you think the concept that, remember our old pastor told us this, where it's like gardening with white gloves and not expecting your gloves to get dirty? Is it one of those things where you're going to garden in dirt, you're going to get some on you. There is no way around it. And so you now have to have a strategy then to go, okay, if I'm going to expose myself, because listen, numbing out sometimes on stuff just to go through, this is not against the shows. It's entertainment. We all know it's entertainment.
Yeah.
What we're against is what it does to love and relationship. That's what we're against. So if you can get in and have the knowledge of like, okay, I'm going to get dirty, so I need to make sure that I check myself and make sure that I'm good, because you're right, contentment, oh my gosh, steal it like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. Same thing, social media. Talked about it last time.
Yep.
So do you think that is true?
I think it's a definite reality, and that's where I would encourage, especially for our faith-believing folk, get in your word.
Sorry, that was funny.
I know. I don't think I've ever said that in my life. But it's like, get in your word, renew your mind. Like you cannot be absorbing more things of this world and not of the word. Yeah. Like the word is our anchor, and the word is where we have to glean our truth and be anchored in, because it's like if we're anchored in more things of this world, and if we are absorbing more things of this world, it is going to get on us. Like there's no way that you can be, especially when you were talking about our senses. It's like you're seeing it, you're hearing it, you're
feeling it.
You're feeling it, and it's like you get emotionally invested. And so it's like if you are absorbing all of these things of the world on a continual basis, you have to counteract that with being in the Word. And I can tell you that when I'm feeling spiritually dry, I am definitely 100% more affected by social media, by reality TV, by all of the things of this world.
You are absolutely being deceived if you think you're not being formed by something. And if you expose yourself to things that are forming you, everybody's being formed. Everybody. Mm-hmm. You can't, but what you're being formed by, that's the thing that's in your control. Bible makes it very clear. It's a transformation, to be transformed by the renewing of your mind, which means if you're gonna expose yourself to that type of input and that type of media and content, it's important that you got to get into your word, because you are now being formed. You've now been formed. Okay, you're being formed. You now need to get back into the word and be transformed by renewing that. That's not love. That's not love. That is a show. It's a formed and
Entertainment.
It's entertainment. It's a formed reality to elicit a certain response from the audience. If we're walking away from that thinking, that's right, that is reality, and I'm discontent, the enemy's won.
Yeah, 100%. I think we can end right on that.
That's what I'm saying.
Mic drop.
Boom. Michael drop.
No. So I would say, though, that it's like if you are absorbing a lot of reality TV like I am, renew your mind, stay connected in the word, have those conversations with your spouse. Like if something rises up in you when you're watching, have a conversation.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be scary.
No, it doesn't.
Especially if you use the lead-in of reality TV of like, hey, I was watching this trashy show.
I was watching Love Island.
It's like you use that as your lead-in.
I love that.
So, all right, here we go.
I love you.
Can't wait to watch Below Deck.
Okay. See you next time.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Thanks for spending time with us today on Imperfectly Married.
We hope something in today's episode encouraged you or gave you a fresh perspective.
If it did, share it with a friend, leave a review, or connect with us on our social platforms.
Remember, no marriage is perfect.
But yours is worth fighting for.
See you next time.